How you doing, everybody? I figured that I would actually go over the 5 master rare cards that exist in the base set for Legacy, the Coming Guardian. These 5 cards are actually the hardest cards to obtain in the base set. They are phenomenally difficult because of how very few that I printed actually during the print process for MetroCon. The 5 cards in question are actually as follows. And the Swordsman #1. I have an inverted copy. I actually don't have the easier one to find. I actually managed to get the inverted one through trade. Eruption. He's one of the he's one of the 4-way merge creatures that landed in the spot as one of the master rares. Next is Hurricane. I actually have the inverted form. I don't have the normal form anymore. I actually did have both, but I traded for the inverted form. Black-Eyed Sword. Obviously, I've referenced this card a lot because of my deck profiles. And the one that a lot of people don't even know exists, Tolsataic Dragon. These 5 cards are... I'm going to go over basically just why they have their spot as Master Rare. You know, why I picked them over the rest of the cards to be Master Rare, because some people have argued, like, Crazy Mirror is a game changer, so is Serratios Gate. You know, why would these 5 cards be so difficult to find? You know, because everybody wants a Black-Eyed Sword. And I'm actually going to go over the ratios of how difficult some of these cards are to find over the other ones. The actual 2 hardest cards to find are these 2, Tolsataic Dragon and Black-Eyed Sword. Mainly Black-Eyed Sword because of its universal splashability. It's more playable than all the other ones. It can put in any deck for 3 deck points, and you can make any creature super, like, powerful. Basically, it makes anything a heavy beat stick for a very little maintenance cost. Basically, if the creature dies, you take some damage, but until that happens, you don't take any damage. It's also only 10 mana to activate, which is hefty for an equipment, but because it's like playing another creature. But when you make one of your creatures super strong, this card can make your creature almost invulnerable. And also it gives them a huge amount of abilities: Burn, Shock, Quake, and I believe Burn, Shock, Venom, and Quake, and plus 2 speed means that the creature's faster, it's stronger. It's because it gives also a 10 all-around bonus to attack, defense, and lifespan. So the creature's faster, it's stronger, and anything that it hits that doesn't die, you know, gets way damaged to an extent where it's almost unusable. And granted, you'll take 10 damage when it leaves the field, you know, but it's only 10 damage for something that can rock your opponent's world for turns after turn after turn. So that's why it actually got the Master Rare spot as actually the hardest card to find in the set, aside from the one that I'm about to go over. Just everybody likes Black-Eyed Sword. I'd like to get an inverted one, so if anybody has one for trade, mainly you, Justin, I'd like to trade one of these for that, because I actually have 2 of these and I'd like to trade one. Tolsataic Dragon is actually the hardest card to find because he wasn't even supposed to be in the set. That's why he's actually registered as card number 0. He's one of the higher leveled supporter cards, but you do have to merge for him. He gives you 11 draws if he becomes your supporter because he's level 21, and all your creatures become hybrid fire and hybrid ice. So that's kinda nice. But the reason why he got the Master Rare spot mainly is because you can literally win the game with him on turn 1. I know it doesn't seem like, as long as your opponent went first, but I know it doesn't seem like he's too devastating when you read him, you know, because he has question mark attack and question mark defense and 40 lifespan and 10 speed for level 21, and he's a merge, so nobody really thinks that they're really going to get him out on turn 1. But his whole thing is he's able to have an entire deck built around him. He's a merge of Vulcan and Tries Dragon, and those 2 cards are pretty popular right now. They're just little uncommon creatures that whenever they hit the field and die, you can pull the other one from your deck and add it to your hand. So they're a constant cycling loop that you can frustrate your opponent with turn after turn after turn, since there's no limit to how many you can put in your deck in my game. So if you merge 1 Vulcan and 1 Tries Dragon to make him, he's a 20 attacking, 20 defending, 40 lifespan creature, but his big thing is he can attack 2 times during each battle step. Now that means 2 times, not 2, you know, separate attacks on 2 opponents. That's 2 attacks in general. So if you hit something and kill it, then you can hit your opponent directly. Or if you hit something and it doesn't die, you can hit it again and kill it. You know, or you can, you know, hit your opponent twice directly. I mean, there's a lot of annoyance that can come with this guy. But see, I mentioned that if you merge one Vulcan and one Tries, he becomes a 20-20-40, because his question mark for attack is equal to how many Vulcan dragons that you merge to make him times 20, and his question mark for his defense is equal to how many Tries dragons you merge to make him times 20. So you can either make an enormous wall by merging 3 Tries and 1 Vulcan, which makes him a 20-60, 40, which means any attack that's less than 30 or 30 even doesn't do any damage to him. Or you can make him a 60 attacking, 20 defending, 40 creature that can attack 2 times and pretty much win the game. Or you can make him an even 40 all around that can attack 2 times. You can see where he can be pretty annoying, because all you have to do is draw a hand of Vulcan, 2 Vulcans, 2 Tries, and a Quadro in your opening hand, and you can say, I win, because you can pull him from the deck. He's a 40 all around, and your opponent has to deal with him and a respect turn on turn 1. They play any creature to try to block. You smash them with this huge 40 attack points and then hit them directly for 40. He's pretty much the fastest thing to an OTK that exists in my game, but he's still hard to pull off. That's why he's got his master rare spot and why he's the hardest one to find. The inverted form actually looks pretty freaking awesome because the colors actually switch to be exactly opposite, because red changes to be the super light blue, the turquoise, and turquoise switches to be red. So he looks really cool inverted, and he has black eyes. So I'd like to find him inverted. This is actually one of the test cards. This is not even my own personal copy. I don't have Tolsataic Dragon, so this is just for show. I don't actually own this card, sadly enough. Oh yeah, and also he has Burn, Freeze, and Ultimate, so just make it more frustrating. That's Tolsataic, and why he got the Master Rare spot is pretty obvious. Next up is the third hardest Master Rare to find in the game. Endless Swordsman number 1. I mean, I've gone over him with the Endless Swordsman overview. Endless Swordsman, pull from deck, turn 1, drop creature. You always have a creature from your deck turn 1. He's a level 15, or no, he's not. He's level 0, but he's 15 health. You pull from deck, drop, and then you can get off your combo real fast. Or just for his supporter is actually why he got the Master Rare spot, because you top deck 6 cards every turn for your mana draw, no matter what. Even if they're master mana, you don't have to stop. So if you top deck into, say, I don't know, 6 Utopias, which would result in an instant, let's do some math, 72 mana on turn 1. Yeah, pretty ridiculous. But granted, if you were doing that, you'd take out, 35% of your deck just for your supporter and your mana deck, assuming that you don't have any more mana in your mana deck, because you could only have 1 more, or you could only have 5 more points in general. Just saying, that's why he got the Master Rare spot, for anybody that was asking. Pretty ridiculous. And I only have him inverted. I don't have the normal form. The next 2 cards are pretty much the biggest. Sorry, dropped the camera there for a second. Are pretty much the biggest of the Hybrid Knight creatures that I've referred to them as. They don't actually have Hybrid Knight in their name, but they are the biggest forms of the Telex, Phrygian, Burstin, Onyx, Venom, Aquan, what, I can't even remember all their names right now. Point is with trying to adjust the tripod here, but I can't believe I'm not redoing this video. Anyway, point is these 2 creatures are pretty much the kill cards for the entire hybrid deck. If you can manage to get either one as your supporter, you pretty much can declare victory, because all creatures with hybrid as a card type, all hybrid creatures gain 20 attack, 20 defense, 20 lifespan, and 5 speed. This means that your Phrygian is a 30 all-around level 9 creature that has 10 speed. It's pretty self-explanatory. If you can manage to merge into one of these guys as your supporter, you have the ultimate beatdown deck. As creatures individually, I really like them. I'd actually probably never use them as supporters if I had the opportunity to build the deck. Eruption is the most powerful creature in the game at the moment, based on like printed stats. He's got 40 attack, so that's higher than everything else that exists. 40 can pretty much kill anything with 1 strike. He has 25 defense and 30 lifespan, so it takes a good hefty amount of damage to kill him, and I actually think he can survive his own crazy mirror shot. Like if he attacked into a crazy mirror, it wouldn't kill him. But he also has Burn, Shock, Iron, Quake, and Ultimate. so he really can be annoying, because if you shift him to guarding position, then he has 27 defense, which is a big wall. But the main reason why he's going to be really frustrating if anybody ever plays him as a creature is that during your opponent's check phase, you get to look at you don't get to look at their hand, but if they have more cards than you, they discard 3 cards. That's really bad, because it kills all of their strategy. Anything that they're trying to build up against you goes away because of his effect. If they have a hand full of cards that's going to help them, half of it sometimes will go away. It's a big deal. You have to merge Burst in, Telex, Shocker, and Onyx to make him. He's a 4-way merge, granted it's a lot, but he can definitely be the game changer. He's 6 deck points. He's actually the highest deck percentage I think that exists in the game at the moment, besides Utopia itself. But Eruption is Eruption. Always the obvious choice. People will run him over Hurricane as a creature. They'll make Hurricane their supporter because Hurricane, isn't as powerful as him, so he becomes a 60 of Hurricane supporter. He's just unbeatable then. Anyway, but that's Eruption. He's actually harder to find of the two. And then finally, Hurricane. Hurricane got the Master Rare spot, mainly because his brother did. He's the other 4-way merge. I have him inverted. He actually has only 38 attack points, which is only 2 points lower than Eruption for real. Like, he's really not that much weaker. He has 27 defensive points and 30 lifespan, so he has a little bit more defense and the same amount of lifespan. He is he has Gust, Flood, Freeze, Venom, and Ultimate, and he also is a merge of Aquan, Venom, Terran, and Phrygian. And he also is hybrid of Water, Wind, Nature, and Ice. He says, as his effect, same thing as Supporter as Eruption, which is the 20-point stat bonus and 5 speed bonus to all hybrid creatures. But once during your turn, you can discard 3 cards from your hand to destroy all of your opponent's specialty cards. Now, I know a lot of people that play Yu-Gi-Oh! Will not associate this with Harpy's Feather Duster. It's pretty much the same thing. Yeah, it destroys their entire backfield. It blows it all away. There's no more. So this guy's a lot more strategic than Eruption, since Eruption gets rid of their hand, which is mainly for the aggressive beatdown strategy. Hurricane gets rid of their backfield, so you don't have to worry about Crazy Mirror anymore. While Eruption will sometimes attack into a Crazy Mirror, Hurricane almost will never do that, because he's made to get rid of their backfield. It's very devastating, because a lot of people can set up a whole lot of backfield cards, and be prepared and hunkered down and ready with, Last Breath or Crazy Mirror or Big Blast or something like that to save them. Hurricane just says, never mind. You discard, 3 cards and it's gone. So it's the exact opposite of Eruption, where Eruption's made to slow your opponent down, with no strategy, while Hurricane says, build up your strategies, I'll get rid of them. So that's the overall overview of the actual Master Rare cards in order of playability and chaseability. Obviously, Black-Eyed Sword's always going to be the one that everybody wants, because it goes in every deck. It doesn't matter. If you have it, you take out 3 points, you put it in, because it's that good. Tolsataic, made to have a deck built around him. Endless Swordsman, usable in both ways, devastating in both ways. Eruption, complete and utter dismissal and destruction of their strategies. Hurricane, tech card for strategy based, but mainly used to merge into the supporter for the overall hybrid deck. I hope you guys enjoyed these this little video. I know it was a bit long, but you got to go over some of these cards. I hope everybody enjoyed it, and I'll catch you later tomorrow. I might review some of the mega rares from the set. Maybe I'll get the entire setup eventually, and then everybody will know where it is. All right. Talk to you guys later.